How's everybody doing? The Wholesale Sharks is live once again from the Dispo Shark Studio. It's your boy, your host, Chris. Your relation manager. What does that mean? That means if you have a deal that you need to lock up, you can hit me up. I'll jump in the call with your seller. Or if you have a deal and you want to go ahead and get a dispo, we'll take care of that too. So joining me today, guys, I have the privilege, the honor of having one of my personal friends, young entrepreneur, all around hustler, Mr. Zach Fischer. Zach, good morning, brother. How you doing today?
What up? Good morning. Thank you.
Awesome. How are you doing, man? First of all, I just want to go ahead and say thank you. I know you're, dude, like you have like freaking 4 businesses going on at the same time. Thank you so much for finding time in your busy schedule, to be here with me today.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're okay with that, I just have a few questions I want to go ahead and ask, and maybe you can drop some knowledge on our viewers.
Yeah.
What do you say we get right to it?
Yeah, let's get to it.
Alrighty. So first question, man, I'm interested in knowing how did Fischer Residential come to be? How did, because I know that's one of your bigger business, right? Yeah. How did that come to be? How did Zach Fischer become the entrepreneur that he is today?
So ever since I was a little kid, I've been an entrepreneur, which either washing cars, fixing bikes in the neighborhood, doing all kinds of things. And I always knew at some point I didn't want to work for somebody. And from 8th grade to 11th grade, I thought I was going to go into the NBA. That was my only vision. I didn't think of any jobs. I didn't think of anything. And as I started getting closer to my senior year, I started realizing that college is probably the furthest I'd probably go because of just the talent wise and just being in the reality of it. So then I started looking at more other routes, and then my GPA was real low. I had a 1.6 because I didn't go to class. I just played basketball. And then from there, I was just always hustling, trying to find something to do. And my dad's real forceful. And he was like, all right, you got to go do something, go to a trade school, go to college, community college, do something. So he gave me a year to think about it. A year came. Within that time period, I found wholesaling on YouTube in 2018. And it took me 6 months to get my first deal, which came out of luck. Which shout out to Rich Wonders, helped me close it.
Hey, my boy Rich.
And
shout out Nickelback.
Yeah.
Just like what you do, Rich.
So he helped me close that. That kind of changed my whole perspective of what it could be. Took me about another year to get another deal because I wasn't implementing things right. And at that time, no one had a big platform or courses or anything. So just kind of on my own. But from there, I started hustling more and more, started getting techniques down and just wholesaling.
So I know you're fairly young, right? You're what, 22?
Yep.
22. So how long ago did you start your whole entrepreneurial route where you decided, hey, you know what, this is it? Did you end up quitting a job? Did you never have a job? Like, did you ever? I mean, what was that like? Did you ever?
I had a bunch of jobs I started working at 16. I probably had about 10 different jobs, mostly construction just because it was a bigger pay with no degree.
Okay.
So I was working construction for a little bit. And in that time period, I probably quit about a year ago, officially took that leap of just running all my businesses on itself. Mm-hmm. It was kind of a good transition because I went from W-2 to the contractor and then kind of smoothed out to be on my own.
Gotcha. That's awesome, man. I mean, I know that, from a personal level, taking that step from going to, corporate America or even having a 9 to 5 to now working all the time, it's a hard transition for sure, especially at a young age. I can imagine, you have to forfeit and give up a lot of things that somebody at a young age would normally enjoy. For instance, hanging out with the friends, maybe getting a girlfriend here or there, whatever the case may be. I'm assuming that it was in that regards, it was a hard transition to let go of that and have follow your dream.
Yeah, sure.
How was that like? What was the hardest, what was the most challenging part of that transition?
It was definitely rough because once you actually start going into business, you realize that the work could be done. You can learn a lot, but it's like 80% mindset because you're getting so many decisions thrown at you, so many obstacles, and just learning how to pull through it. But being so young, you're going from 18 to 21. That's that transition of meeting new people, partying, going out, discovering the world, and it's kind of hard to zone in and figure out yourself. So that's funny because a lot of my friends are 25 to 30, 35 years old because I'm...
Hey, don't be throwing my age out there, brother. What the hell?
Just because they're on a
whole you got to do your boy like that?
I know, it's so funny. They get mad, but yeah, it's just a whole different mindset you have to have, and those guys have it, so...
Gotcha. Nah, man, for sure, man. I definitely admire your work, brother. I know that, since you started those events, which by the way, thank you for inviting us, send me a personal message. Hey, bro, I need you here and getting me out there to those meetups, bro. You could tell, that dedication that you put into every single thing that you do, it's admirable. Right. So, we here at the Wholesale Sharks, we definitely have a lot of admirement for you. And, and it shows, it goes to show, with the way that we do business, right?
Yeah.
We do business possibly on a daily basis. I mean, as if I take a look right now, more than likely I have a deal with their waiting that you possibly already sent me. So, and that's the people that that I think you want to surround yourself with. People that you are, that are not takers or givers. You are probably the biggest giver that I know, bro. Like literally, I wake up in the morning. Chances are not the next day, but the following day, I'm gonna have a deal on there.
Yeah.
Possibly, 2 days back to back. So, we definitely admire your work. But changing the subject a little bit, what is a day in the life of Zach? How do you wake up in the morning? What is your routine? How do you normally prepare for your day, brother?
So a perfect day for me, if I'm on schedule, I get up pretty early just because if I feel like I wake up past 9, I feel like my whole day is gone. Gotcha. So that's kind of rough, but I wake up at 5, try to I meditate, hang out with my dog, take it for a walk from 5 to 5:30. So I have everything pretty much scheduled out. So I'll hit the gym at 6 to 6:45, get breakfast going, get some protein shakes going.
I'll get them gains.
Yeah, trying now. And then for a couple hours, I'll hop on the computer, do all the background work, just delegating, scheduling everything for all the different businesses. And then probably from 10 to 1, I'll hop on phone calls if I need to hop on meetings or Zoom calls or anything like that. Okay. And then the rest of the day is pretty much open to, I usually help out other people move deals. Okay. People send me deals, help them, delegate on marketing from there. And then the rest of the night is kind of free for all, whatever I want to work on.
Boom. I love it. I love the way that you're able to structure your schedule that way because you're your own boss. That's the beauty of being an entrepreneur, that you're able to do that for yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
So tell me, man, as far as, I know you're running 4 businesses right now, right? What is it, 4 or 5, something like that?
It's going to be 4.
Okay.
I threw home staging away just because the margins weren't there.
Oh, okay.
So I'm bringing on something else.
So let's talk about it. What is your business looking like? What businesses, what do you do in each one? Talk to me about it.
So wholesaling is the heart of everything. That's kind of the ATM to fuel everything. So wholesaling, I have a home inspection company. And a power washing company. So we do mainly exterior cleaning for like bars, restaurants, and their patios.
Boom.
And then bringing on something else here pretty soon with the partner. Can't really say yet.
Man, you can say it, but you have to kill us. I got you. Yeah. I got you. No, I get you, man. I got you.
Yeah, that's kind of replacing home staging.
Stay tuned. Well, give us a little sneak peek. How is it going to benefit the audience? How is it going to, are you looking for a particular partnership out there? Is there anything we can help you with?
This one's actually outside of real estate. It was just an idea that I had for about a year. I brought it up to someone a couple nights ago. Okay. And he's actually been forcing me to take action. So he's like, yo, we got meetings scheduled next week, ready to go. And I was like, kind of scared about it because it's a big move, but
I tell you what, man. But I tell you what, if you're gonna go about it like anything that you've already done in the past, which you're gonna succeed, man. Yeah, you have that drive, and I think that I'm a firm believer that anything that you go full force on, you're bound to succeed about it.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
And knowing how talented you are, bro, I'm sure you'll do great, whatever it is, right? Yeah. So tell me, man. So I'm curious, what. Obviously you're handling all these businesses at the same time. What has been one of the, maybe not necessarily one of the biggest factors, but what is one thing that you could, if you had the opportunity to go back in time and change anything of them, or change, one of them, or not do one or the other, what would that be like? Would you change anything that you did in the past? Would you maybe incorporate some other techniques? What's the deal?
Probably stop caring of what people think, really, because there's a lot of pressure with my parents trying to force me to do a certain thing, and I'm telling my parents at 18 I want to be a real estate investor. That's not really the best thing to hear. I mean, I wouldn't want my kid to say that to me just because they're like, oh, you don't have any money, you don't have all this stuff, so it's kind of hard to hear. But just kind of not caring, and as long as you have the work ethic, anything you can probably just do it. Right. And just not being scared. So
I'm curious, now that you're, obviously that you're not throwing your money away, now that you've basically said, clearly stated, and I told you so, what do your parents think now?
It's kind of funny. My dad sends me houses now. He's like, "Oh, check this one out." He'll
There you go, Dad.
Yeah, or he'll be like, "Oh, what do you think they'll take on this?" And then, yeah, my mom, she was my designer for home staging, so she kind of got a taste of it. But she sent me a house the other day, and yeah, it's just funny. Like now, it's just kind of opposite.
It's funny how life works. It's like and that's why I think that in times we have to take everything with a grain of salt. We can't ever, well, me being a dad, for instance, maybe I'm speaking, from a dad standpoint, like, let them dream, if that's what their really heart is set onto, why am I going to steer them away from something that they don't have their heart on set onto? Because, they're probably going to not want to, go full force at it because they don't want to. Right. So honestly, I love the fact that you stuck with it. And look at you now, brother. Changing the subject a little bit. Let's go ahead and touch a little bit on one of the biggest, topics when it comes to wholesaling or when it comes to real estate in general. Social media, brother. What's your thoughts on social media? What's your intake on that?
Obviously there's both good and bad, but obviously if you use it right, we've made thousands of dollars together just off Instagram. So
let's get it.
Yeah, it can be a powerful tool if you have the people in your right connection. You don't have to have millions of followers. If you have the right followers that interact with you and know what you're doing, you can make tons of money.
For sure. No, I completely agree. I think it's one of the biggest tools in your tool belts is is Instagram. Especially not necessarily in real estate and as an entrepreneur or in general, it's you want to make sure you have that social media presence. My only downside, and I don't know if you can relate or agree, is the the fact that social media does have a tendency to show a wrong side of people from time to time as well, right? Or a flashy side that might not be 100% right and might steer people in a different route in a route of debt, unnecessary debt sometimes to try to uphold an image.
Yeah,
right? Sure. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it comes down to the person, just because on how you think about other people, and you see people have these nice cars, and you're like, oh man. You kind of think down on them, but if you really think about it and you meet that person, you're like, okay, this is how he got it.
For sure.
And it's just, I think it depends on the person, and if you're coming from a hating standpoint or if you're not, and because if literally you can DM them and ask them how they did it, and literally someone will tell you.
For sure. So I completely agree, man. Hey man, so I'll tell you what's I'm curious to know, obviously you already mentioned, gave us a sneak peek of you're building something outside of real estate, knowing you is going to be something big.
Yeah.
But with that said, what is your future looking like? What are you getting into in 5 years, 10 years from now? What do you see yourself, in other words?
Honestly, just getting as many properties as possible, just to have that backup situation, just as that's the 401k of entrepreneurship. And then I don't know, honestly, I love building businesses, just building things, honestly.
Gotcha.
No matter what it is, I just love building the process, bringing people together, and just building and building on top.
Gotcha, man. I love it. Anybody special in your life? Maybe you're looking to start a family. How's that department working?
I don't know. Not at the moment.
Ladies, what's up? My boy Fischer out of the market. What's up? I'm just kidding, my dude.
We'll see. I don't know.
All right. No, I love it, man. I love it. Hey, man, tell our people, man, where can they meet you? Where can they, send you a DM? How can they reach you if they are interested in any sort of, we have a lot of business owners, restaurant owners that might need your services, or even somebody that wants to link up with you on doing a wholesale deal. Let them know. This is your time there.
Best place is Instagram at Fischer Residential AZ. Fischer is Fischer. So DM me. I'm on there all the time. Contact info's there too. So hit me up.
Awesome, man. I love it. Any closing thoughts or remarks, man, that you want to go ahead and add to our viewers? Maybe somebody that's just starting up. Maybe somebody that's young and has that same mentality that you have. Any words of wisdom?
Just to keep going. It took me 6 months to get a deal. It took me another year to get another deal. So as long as you put in the work and just have systems in place and keep consistency. That's what everyone says. So it has to work. So that's the key, really. I love it,
man. Trust the process, in other words.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it, man. So to everybody watching at home, we put these videos on, or these podcasts on, to educate. Right? Most importantly, to educate our viewers, to give value to you and your business. Hopefully today's podcast serves you purpose. Other than that, this is your boy Chris. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.